Hello students, in this video we will see how to convert simple past tense sentence into a passive voice. The very first we'll write the sentence in the simple past tense. First we'll take a subject I, we, you, they, he, she, it, name. Then we'll take a second form of verb, that is wrote. With all this I, we, you, they, we will use second form of verb. Then we have to write a suitable object. Say wrote a letter. Now what will be the sentences? I wrote a letter, we wrote a letter, you wrote a letter, they wrote a letter, he wrote a letter, she wrote a letter, it wrote a letter, name wrote a letter. Now how to convert this simple past tense sentence into a passive voice? Now we'll see how to convert these sentences into a passive voice. Very first we will find out the object. Now what is the object here? A letter. In passive voice we have to start with the object. So here a letter. A letter. Then we have to use was, because letter, this is a singular word. So letter is a singular, that's why we are using was. If it would be a letters, then it would be what? Were. Now it is a singular, so letter was, a letter was. Then third form of verb, that is written by. After by we have to use the passive form of the subject. Now what is that? See, if the sentence is I wrote a letter, then passive form will be a letter was written by me. If the passive form active voice is we wrote a letter, then it will be what? A letter was written by us. If the sentence is you wrote a letter, then passive voice will be a letter was written by you. If the active voice is they wrote a letter, then passive voice will be a letter was written by them. If the active voice is he wrote a letter, then it will be what? Passive voice will be a letter was written by him. If the sentence is she wrote a letter, then passive voice will be a letter was written by her. If the sentence is it wrote a letter, then it will become a letter was written by it. If the active voice is name, say Amar. Amar wrote a letter, then it will be a letter was written by Amar. Now students, if you like this conversion method, then please comment me in a comment box.